My guy, you have
I
any
think
last
he's bona
words
fide
for
starting
Klay
at the Mavs.
Thompson? He's done. He's done.
yeah.
No longer a Warrior.
How do you feel about the dynasty? Is
It's
officially over?
officially
Yeah,
The Splash
I'm
Brothers
sad
is
it's the
officially
end of
over.
an era. We won 4 chips with Klay Thompson. I felt like
Your eulogy.
him leaving. Well, I didn't want him to leave. I wanted him to take less money, but he felt disrespected, and I kind of felt like he ran from the grind a
He
bit.
still took less money. Though.
He did, but I wanted him to take less money with my team.
No, I'm saying like he ended up taking less money with different
General.
teams.
Yeah, but I wanted him with me. But I understand him wanting to leave. I feel like it's best for both teams. On one hand, you have Klay Thompson going to another team and having a new breath of fresh air. I feel like they said the roster or him on the Warriors was getting a bit like the locker room was getting a bit toxic. Yeah, they said he was like Draymond Green-esque, but behind the scenes with the cameras off.
His
so.
bad attitude.
That's bad.
Yeah. So and then we need the younger guys to step up, like I said earlier, so that gives them a chance right now, so we can showcase this, to see what they can do. So I feel like it's a win-win for both rosters, but I'm obviously sad that Klay Thompson, he's one of my favorite players. He's not with the Warriors anymore. It's the end of an era.
Are you gonna continue to glaze him?
Of course, there's always love in my heart for Mr. Klay, but if
I
he
think
plays
he'll have a
bad,
good
They
role.
said they're gonna retire his number already.
yeah, as they should. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
without him, they don't win any championships like the other two. So I feel like with Klay being gone, it's a sad day in history.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
tough. It's tough.
Yeah, but
shout out to
new
Klay.
chapter in his book,
I
and we'll
didn't
see if
think
he
they
can
would split up, honestly,
figure it out.
until they got toxic like that. I didn't think like Klay and Curry would,
Yeah, I felt like
break up,
I
or
think
the
he got
Warriors and Klay.
disrespected money wise, and they weren't showing him respect. I also heard that they wanted him to come off the bench for pods.
But at what point does he have to be realistic with himself? Like he's not the player he used to be defensively.
He still had a
offensively.
good season.
Of
Like
course, I'm not
it
saying he's
was.
trash. I'm
It was
saying at
solid.
what point do you have to like,
It's
be
okay.
realistic,
Yeah, solid.
take the pay cut, and like be with your team that is with you, instead of then it got toxic. Now you're like, I'm fucking out of here. I'm not
feel
gonna
like-
do sign and trade.
But do
None
you
of
think
that.
he would have? Do you think they even offered him 20 M's?
Yeah, they definitely offered him a.
I know they
sign-
offered him
offered
in
him-
the beginning.
They
Of
offered
the year,
him more
like-
than what he took. So
Yeah, they offered him the 2 for 48, but he didn't only want 2 years.
yeah, I
Like,
feel
but that was
the
like earlier in the season.
toxicity, his role on the team, and what he would provide for them would be kind of negative. So him having a fresh start on another team is a better for him and for the team, Warriors as well. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's good for both
I feel like
teams.
it's gonna be like a shotgun bullet to your chest. It's gonna feel hard. Like it's gonna be bad.
When
that
he's not
first,
there,
That
It's
first
toxic.
Klay bang against the Warriors.
Oh,
no.
that's-
I mean, if
For
they're
the
winning,
game? Damn.
if Klay drops 40 on the Warriors,
For the game.
I
Damn.
might cry.
On one dribble.
Like from happiness. And sadness.
Oh,
On 1.5 dribbles.
imagine those days are over.
Got a
Though,
flashback. Ooh, what
Those
if
days
he
are over.
taps back in?
Yeah, taps back in.
With
Just-
Kyrie and
They were
Luka.
avenging his heart. Yeah,
Speaking
they
of-
start feeding him.
Speaking of Klay, what do you guys think of like his game, like going into next season with Luka and Kyrie?
He'll be a good shooter for
Yeah.
them.
He'll just be a
He'll be a
3
third
and D
option.
guy, yeah. But I feel like their defense is taking a pretty
hit.
big hit
Yeah, with no
from the
DJ.
perimeter with Luka, Kyrie, and Klay
Yeah,
all
it's a little-
starting. And Klay's obviously his legs aren't the same as they used to be, so he can't play defense at the high level anymore.
Yeah.
But
He's a
with
good
the
team
additions that they
defender.
made off the bench with Najee Marshall and who else did they get?
Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes. They could play those guys in spot minutes, and then you have Daniel Gafford and Lively with PJ Washington back there, so they can help from an interior perspective.
That is facts.
But
So, DJ and Lively.
once playoffs come, it's going to be easier to like target them from a defensive perspective because of what they bring, especially with Luka, Kyrie, and now Klay being there. But offensively, it's going to be crazy. And I think the Mavericks are winning in free agency. They're definitely a top 3 team from what's happening so far, and I think they're trying to make another run for the finals, and they're competitors for sure now again. So.
Yeah, I like that move for them. I think it improves their shooting a lot because Tim Hardaway Jr. wasn't reliable last year. So I feel like Klay's going to be a bit more of that, especially now that he's like a third option. Not even because I feel like PJ's still there. He can get his going. So, he kind of just fits in. He has a fresh start, new system, new coach. So I think that'll be better for him too. So I think it's just a good addition for them if they want to try to get back to the finals.
Yeah.
Let's see how Klay plays without the gravity of Curry. I mean, I know Luka's
The
Well,
aura.
no, it's a real
It is a real
Hey,
thing.
yeah,
It's
Luka
funny.
got his
Yeah,
own
yeah,
gravity.
I'm
So
saying
does
just
Kyrie.
I'm giving him credit for that, but like
It's
it's
funny,
gonna
yeah.
be different though. Like
It's a whole new play
Warm
style
up.
for him.
Because
you know?
honestly, he's gonna have so many just wide open jumpers. Like
I think he will.
He's
play.
been having wide
It's
open jumpers though
I
his
know,
whole
but-
career.
Yeah.
that
I just think
Warriors
it's a
locker
mental
room for the
reset.
last few
Yeah.
couple years has been super toxic in general.
Ever since the
I
punch.
feel like none of their
Yeah,
mentals
punch
have been
ruined it all.
100%. Like not even Curry, niggas started crying because fucking Draymond. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like them niggas is all stressed out. Like
It is a toxic. Yeah, you're right.
yeah. So I think that this is like it sucks that it has to be that way, but I feel like it is somewhat of a fresh start. So I think he's at the end of the day he still averaged 17 shot like 40 from 3. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Did he?
Yeah.
He was just super inconsistent.
Yeah,
Either
he's
he'll
still
give you 30
inconsistent.
or give you like 2 points, 0 for 10 shooting.
It was like having D'Lo. You know what I mean? But D'Lo is still.
Nah,
getting
D'Lo's
paid
the
as-
worst.
I saw.
Yeah,
a thing
D'Lo's
where
worse
they
because
were saying,
he's
you
not
know
a good
what I
as
mean?
of a
Like,
shooter.
D'Lo's
I saw
the
stats
MPC
saying
too.
off the bench Klay in the Warriors was better than starting Klay. He had like 4 more points. His percentages were higher too.
Yeah, and you
So
didn't
I
want
don't
to take
get
that role.
why, like, if you show him these, like, cause like Klay, look, like,
Yeah, it's
you,
back
you,
to
you
the,
get your,
um,
like, you get your shots up, and you're a better shooter. Like, why are you?
It's back to that Westbrook mentality
it's
that we
true.
always talk about. Like,
Yeah,
once you
stars,
come
you
up
can't
as
do
a
it.
star,
Yeah.
stars
I
can't
get
do
that,
it.
which is Westbrook is an MVP caliber
Melo
player.
was
This is
never
a
the same.
four-time
Klay's all-
All-Star
yeah,
and
exactly.
a Hall of Famer.
I
You
get where
know,
they're coming from.
so like his mentality is different from other people, and like once you've been doing this for your whole life, and you've been a star level caliber player your whole life, it's hard for you to go on the bench and take a hit. You know.
Yeah,
Especially when you're not
Ego-wise.
that old. Like he's only like 34.
34. I don't know. Exactly, because I guess I've never been, I've never been a star player. So for me,
Yeah.
it's like, just take the bench thing, and keep
No, I
playing
mean
with the team.
to your point though, some stars like Steph is unselfish. Like he's never been a selfish caliber player, and he's let other people like eat when he's not the one.
He still
So,
remains like
he's good, but
Steph. Like I don't
I'm
know.
talking about as a superstar. Some people as
Still
superstars,
superstar.
you're not understanding my point. I'm saying as a superstar from a mentality like standpoint, he's never been like super
Reluctant?
selfish or like, oh, you have to do this my way, or like James Harden, in your perspective, is
Yeah.
probably like a selfish superstar. Things have to be done my way. I am the system type of guy. Steph has never been that level of player. When KD joined the Warriors, KD was made the one, and he
gave
played
the
off
keys
of
or
him.
whatever. I get what you're
Exactly,
saying.
so
But
as-
the reason, I get that exactly. I'm
Yeah.
just saying Steph still does what Steph does with or without KD. He's
Yeah.
done it before.
Okay,
Did
yeah.
it during, did it after. So like in my eyes, he's done it before, during, after. So nothing changes in my opinion. Of him.
Okay.
Like I get KD had the keys in those 3 years or whatever, 4
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
But Curry was still being Curry. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I'm just saying from a superstar standpoint, I think
Yeah.
doesn't have as big of an ego as other superstars.
Let's see how Klay does this year. I'm curious. I'm not excited for him, but I'm curious. I
I'm
wanna see how-
excited to
It's
see.
interesting.
I hope he does well, but you never know.
I told you that's one player I did not see. Well, starting like watching basketball like 10, 15 years ago or 12 years or whatever, I did not see him like leaving the Warriors
Me neither.
in like for like 2014 days.
He should
But
have
like
pulled.
Omari said, it's toxic. You got Steph Curry crying on the freaking court. Like
Yeah.
that's the epitome of how bad the team has been. From
You know how stretched you
He
gotta
should have
be.
pulled the Ray
Emotional
Allen and
standpoint.
teamed up with LeBron.
Yeah.
man,
Nigga
It
could not
could
believe what
happen.
Draymond was doing, dude. Like it's crazy that they.
bro, he was literally punching people, putting people in
Yeah, at the
chokeholds.
same
Like
time,
it's terrible.
Like,
That brother
that's
knew
why,
that-
like, if I'm Klay, it's like you paid this nigga. You know what I mean? Like
Before me?
you see what he's, you know what I mean? At the
Yeah,
end of the
no,
day,
he's a
been
menace.
averaging.
He's a
what
menace.
Doing the last few years, like he's literally like one of the sole reasons that you guys had a downswing. Like you guys should have been on the up and up, coming off a chip.
Yeah,
But that changed literally the whole trajectory of the team.
yeah. The punch changed the whole
Yeah,
thing.
so I'm like, and then Klay watches the team still pay this nigga, and then when it's time for him to get paid, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like so. I would
That level
also
of
feel
disrespect,
disrespected.
yeah, will
You
make
know
you
what I
leave
mean?
a team.
Like, it's not even like it's Klay's fault that this is like he averaged 2 less points this year, but
Yeah.
it's like Draymond can do all this, and then it's just like he still gets his money.
Yeah,
You know?
now you're right.
So it's
It's
just like,
a-
I would feel somewhat disrespected too.
I agree with
Klay
your
is just as
that
big a
standpoint.
part of the dynasty as Draymond
Yeah,
was,
and he
know?
should have been paid, but I feel like Draymond affects the game of basketball more ways. That's why he gets paid and has a bigger leash, and rather than Klay Thompson,
it's
especially
insane,
like the
like,
last.
the
Really
biggest
needs
leash.
a leash for sure.
He has the biggest leash of all time.
Yeah,
It's insane that like he has that big of a leash, still gets paid, like, and then Klay's marginal error was 2 points. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like that's just unfortunate. And
Nah, I
would
see your
be-
I see that
I would
perspective.
be like bothered that
By
everyone
that.
else got paid. They even had CP make 30 M's. Like you know what I mean? Like,
All right, they didn't make that contract. but
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
you.
before.
Yeah, I understand your perspective on
they had
that.
him on the team. Like they absorbed that contract.
Yeah,
It's a bad breakup at the end of the day.
So
it
it's
is.
Just, yeah.
But we'll
But-
see what happens for both.